Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar number 126. Today, we're going to be talking about managing coil tubing operations in RigER. My name is Eugene. I'm a VP of Field Services with RigER, and today I'll be your presenter. I'd like to talk today about coil tubing operations in general, how it can be managed in RigER. That means field tickets, your safety records. We'll look at how the invoicing is done, and we'll also do a quick review of a simple job today. So for those of you that are familiar with coil tubing operations, there are really three tiers of data that you need to manage. And when you look at those tiers, the first one that comes to mind is your operations team. So your salespeople, your dispatchers, field crews, QHSE manager, operations manager, controller, all of them have to be connected properly with each other. And RigER helps with that organizational component of it. When you look at your assets, which is the second tier of your data, that means your units, coils, logging tools, mechanical tools, safety equipment, well pressure control, all of those assets will have to be properly managed. And that means everything from having them in the system, understanding when there are some maintenance items are due, and also easily navigating them into your field tickets or your invoices. And then the third tier is everything related to your operational data. That means your clients, locations, services and expertise within your team, people certifications, SOPs, hazard policies or QHSE policies, equipment maintenance, equipment certifications, and any other information that you feel that you're required to have a very good hand on to be able to efficiently manage your operation. You will need to organize it and structure and make a really nice, good flow among all those tiers. So RigER is the oilfield management, operations management software that allows you to manage your operations in the effective manner. And it consists of different modules. And the modules are divided by functionality, key functionality. We have sales, we have purchases, allows you to manage your supply chain, purchase orders, different purchases of your consumables and all that stuff. We also have finance, that means invoicing, basically exporting all your invoicing into your financial ERPs or accounting software that you use, manufacturing, equipment rentals, if you have any rental side to your business. And we also have oilfield services, which allows you to do job dispatching, managing, again, your people, safety, do it on mobile, and do some tracking and other very handy functionality for your field service management. RigER is integrated with various platforms. Some key ones that are very widely used on the industry side are your financial ERPs or accounting software, such as Sage or QuickBooks. We also integrated with OpenVoice. We have different integrations with softwares like Avalara. Also, there's a full signature suite available through programs like DocuSign or PandaDoc, where you'll be able to send your quotes or field tickets or even invoices to your clients via those platforms and receive a digital stamp with a full digital signature and store it in the system for a record keep. RigER has also a number of mobile apps that helps to manage your operations in the field. We have those apps designed based on your operational roles. For instance, we have a mobile app for a dispatch. We have a mobile app for the field technician. But the main key feature is that your field personnel on the convenience of their mobile device will be able to do your safety documents, will be able to update your field tickets, digitally sign that, and also be able to do that either with or without the internet. So there are online and offline modes. We do support both Android and Apple platforms, so iOS. You'll be able to use either way for your field crew. When you look at the overall operations management, we have different roles that are that have functionality in RigER and specifically designed for them. And if we look at the overall job cycle, and that's how this flow represents the overall job, which we'll look in the next little while. But the normal job starts from your sales, where the salesperson or the account manager will be able to generate a job. We'll be able to plan a job, see what are the job technical requirements, register those, and assign a specific crew to that, if need be. Now, based on that job, dispatch will be able to look at the crew availability, units availability, schedule this job for the specific field crew, and assign specific unit for that job. Once the job's been scheduled and the dispatch had all the information required, field technician or supervisor will receive the full information throughout the field ticket and will be able to not only prepare for the job, but also do all your operational documentation or job package. So that means your field tickets, your vehicle inspections, job safety analysis, crew timesheet, job summary, customer satisfaction reports, if you do that up on the job completion. And also in some cases, depending on your operational structure, they also will be able to generate an invoice. Now for QHSE manager, and the operations manager, we have lots of different reports and dashboards that mainly allows them to do monitor operational KPIs, look at your different performance records, do some audits, which is very nicely structured, and you can easily do that through having a transparent and good traceability within RigER. And so once the job is completed, the field job package is done. It's literally one click of a button for the controller or administrative person to create an invoice and send it to a client for payment. So now let's dive in a little bit into our software itself. Let's see how it looks from the inside. We'll just quickly go through a very simple job cycle, so it should give you an idea of what it would look like in a real life. Here we go. This is the homepage for our software, where you see different tabs and the dashboard. We call it homepage dashboards, which give you a quick snapshot of where your company is at operationally, divided by different departments. Okay. But as I mentioned before, the average job cycle consists of your job planning document, which will act as an umbrella, as a home for everything that will ever happen to this job. So all your future field tickets, all your safety records, meaning your GSAs, vehicle inspections, all your invoices, everything will be linked to that one document. And so again, from the traceability standpoint, it is a very easy pass forward for any audit or any attempt to figure out what happened on the job, especially when the time passes. So when we look at like I said, at the jobs, the first thing that we do is we create a job. And so you can do it many different ways. The simplest way that I do is that you can find a job that's been already conducted. You can search for it fairly easy. So let's say if I do coil tubing, so let's type in coil tubing, and then you'll be able to see right in there which jobs were done with that keyword that you search for, and then you'll be able to copy that. So I've done that already. Just wanted to show you how the related documents are all linked. You can see that I did some homework before just to kind of show you everything. We have a job that is normally generated with all your line items. So that is done by the salesperson, where you choose your job category, and that can be different job categories. The beauty of that is that once you choose the job category, job technical requirements questionnaire will automatically be uploaded for the salesperson or the dispatch to go over with the client. and make sure that they collect all your technical data for the field operations to be able to deliver it effectively. Now, once this job technical requirements filled up, the line items are to be created. In this case, I just took, for example, a job that consisted of a well cleaning and some zonal installation. You can schedule those line items. There are prices that are automatically being pulled into this document from our price lists. So we have different tiers of pricing agreements. You can do it as a general price list. You can do a client-specific or even operation-specific price list. Once the salesperson generated the job, or what we call RSA, the next step would be generate a fill ticket. Okay, so in this case, I have created a fill ticket already, so I can quickly look at that and just to show you what it looked like. So the fill ticket is the actual or the factual data that occurred on the job. You can see here, particular document will be updated by the field engineer or supervisor. And you can add or delete, well, this one is invoiced already, but you can change the quantities in the field. You can add or delete line items if need be. And then you also can add your consumables or parts if need be, your crew, fill out the time when you were on location, safety related document, which we'll touch on in a second here, job summary. You can type in the job summary starting from the job preparation time all the way to the end, and then any comments related to the job. Now, when it comes to safety, the most common documents that we see people are using is vehicle inspections. That means your pre-trip at the beginning of your job and the post-trip at the end of your job. The vehicle inspection document is a combination of different questionnaires, very simple check boxes that you will fill out. You can do it either on your desktop or your mobile device, depending on, again, which route you're going to go with your operational setup. But in overall, the key idea is that you're put in your data, your odometer, which units you use, your DOT numbers. You answer all the questions. If there are any list of deficiencies identified, then the automatic notification will be sent to the mechanic or the operations manager, saying that on such and such date for this vehicle, here's the list of deficiencies that have been identified, so you can plan your maintenance accordingly. Now, if you do your pre-trip and your post-trip inspection, the mileage will be also calculated automatically, and you'll be able to see it right in there and save it again for any future audit purposes. Okay, so that's the vehicle inspection. We also have GSA, and the GSA is a document that allows you to document your activities, the hazards associated with that, people that participated in the safety meeting reviewing those that GSA, as well as the PPE that is required. And so the way it's designed in RigER is that you're able to not only create a library of activities that are going to be risk assessed based on the hazard principles, which means you will identify hazards, you calculate the initial risk, then you look at the control measures that are required, and based on that, you will estimate residual risk. And so based on that, when you take certain tasks in place, you will need to make sure that those measures are in play, and that you're mitigating the risk associated with the hazards you identified initially. And so all of that library will allow you to create a JSA template, job specific, either client specific or job specific, depending again how you'd like to set it up and how detailed you want to be. But once you choose that right template, the combination of the activities risk assessed as well as the PPE will pop up, and you'll be able to focus on not documenting it, but actually reviewing the task in hand and making sure that all the control measures are in play. And so for the field guys out there, again, choosing the right template, maybe doing a little bit of editing, saves a lot of time because they don't have to retype it or write it from scratch. They can just choose from the existing template and save themselves quite a bit of time. Now, all these documents are again properly linked, and as I said before, you have a related documents for to be able to see what was generated for each individual job. Okay. All right, so the next thing that I wanted to review is that once basically the field ticket has been updated in the field, then the field person, either on his mobile device or in the cloud desktop, client, will be able to now switch the status to approved, ready to invoice, or the sign for approval. That means now the administrative person or controller will be able to generate the invoice. And the way to do it is a very simple one click of a button where you would generate a service invoice. Now, again, in this case, I had created this already. So let's just have a look what it looks like. Here we go. So again, with one click of a button, all those line items that were and quantities that were updated in the field will migrate into Invoice, and you'll be able to either send it for approval with your client or just bill them directly, again, depending on how you set up. So overall, that would be the very simple job cycle in RigER for the coil tubing operations. One thing that I wanted to bring up is that we also have a very useful tool for the field people out there that allows you to combine your job, your field ticket, safety-related documents, such as your GSAs, pre-trip, post-trip, and so on, into one PDF file, so that, again, it can be shared either with your client or with your management, depending whether or not you actually do reporting in the job packages format. So you will have your field ticket with all the comments and signatures, your vehicle inspection, GSA, sign, fully executed, job summary, invoice, and one thing that I didn't do here is the customer satisfaction report, but it'll be a fairly similar format where, again, you'll be able to combine those two into one PDF. Let me go back to presentation now. I just want to finalize a few thoughts on how the implementation process look like, and what it would mean to actually implement RigER from the operational standpoint. So, but before I do that, based on what we've discussed, I wanted to say that the key benefits of simplifying your processes, organizing everything into one place, for instance, in the RigER platform, will help you to connect sales, dispatch, your field, and management. It will keep all the operational records in one secure system. It'll streamline job preparation and planning. It will also be able to run the dispatching out of that platform and manage your expertise properly, effectively, and obviously saves operational time. So when you look at the implementing solution such as RigER, for RigER itself, we have special timeline depending on the size of the operation. It could be anywhere between 2 to 8 weeks normally, where we can have you set up and fully operational. So first thing we do, we will sit down with you and your team, and we'll actually discuss your operational processes, see the examples of how you do your paperwork. And then based on that, we will configure the system, do the data validation and upload. We'll do some minor customization if need be. And then do the training for both your office and your field people. Once that's completed, we'll do a final review, testing, and you'll be handed over to our support team, which is amazing. We're one of the highly rated teams in on the support side out there, and we're really proud of them. So you'll be in a good hands once it's been implemented. But overall, as I wanted to say, we have as you can be up and running as soon as in 2 weeks. So to learn more, please feel free to email us. We'll be happy to sit down with you and talk more about digitalizing your operations. But also keep eyes on our future webinars, because again, we'll have a lot of interesting topics going forward as well. Thank you for being with us today. Have a fantastic day.